Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku prayer. Please stand. Taka amagara ni kamusumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Somemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no gimuka no tachi hana no. Odo no awagi harani. Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono o kabitachi moro moro no magagoto sumike gare o. Harai tamai kiyome tamai tomao sukoto no yoshio. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no uchi goma no mimi kuritatete kikoshimese to kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamai saki hai tamai. Miroku o mikami mamori tamai saki hai tamai. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamai saki hai tamai. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamai saki hai tamai. Kannagara Dhammaji Haimase. Kannagara Dhammaji Haimase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, The long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we lead your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized. Health, peace, and prosperity are reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
God, Meishu-sama, bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. Let's now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Kyoto Heian Kyo, with the clear water of Hirosawa Pond reflecting the green hills behind the Sagano Plain, is peaceful and quiet. The age of night is coming to an end. The long-awaited daylight age is about to be born. The ancient civilization of Japan, of the Heian period, was born and then prospered in the regions surrounding our Kyoto gardens. Of our three sacred grounds in Japan, Hakone and High Mountains represents the spirit of fire, Atami by the sea, the spirit of water, and Kyoto in the plains, the spirit of earth. The spirit of earth means the functions and activities in this physical world. The progress of our Johrei work so far has been mainly the development in the spiritual realm, which is invisible. But from now on, the development of our work in this physical world will become more apparent. So, as the construction of our Kyoto sacred grounds advances, from this point forward, the development of our Johrei work will become more visible. In Japanese numerology, Hakone represents the number 5, Atami represents 6, and Kyoto 7. As the Kyoto sacred grounds construction becomes more materialized, the element of 7 expands. Thus, the three elements of 5, 6, and 7 will become more balanced, will combine and function better. By this, our spiritual work of Johrei will become stronger, and our work will become easier and will go more smoothly.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service. This evening, I want to share with you, excuse me, the faith experience of Olivia Sanchez. She's from our Toronto Johrei Center in Canada. Olivia has been a Johrei member since 2011. Her involvement with Johrei began when recovering from a surgery, when a friend went to her home and offered Johrei. After the first Johrei session, she could already feel great relief. Her friend continued visiting her and channeled Johrei for a whole week. Livia's recovery was impressive, and subsequently her friend invited her to come and visit the Johrei Center. Since that time, Livia has received many blessings. Most of her family have become members, and her children, even young as they were, began helping Livia when she gave service. Interestingly, the children's demeanor and behavior have always been remarkably positive, even through such hard times that were to follow, such as during her divorce. Livia has felt Meishu-sama's help in every step of her life, recognizing incredible blessings. Having been able to immigrate to Canada was one of them. Yet, after arriving there, and mostly during the COVID-19 pandemic, multiple purifications began to occur in her life. There were family members in Brazil that died, the financial purification manifested, and on top of that, she lost her ohikari. However, during that time, her faith was renewed. Her minister gave her guidance that she should read the teachings and receive Johrei daily, as well as do the Mitamamigaki practice, which is the cleaning our surroundings as a psychology, as much as she could. As soon as the Johrei Center reopened after COVID-19 restrictions were lifted, she began dedicating once a week at the center, leading the evening service, and reading aloud and teaching there every Monday. Livia initiated the regular practice of praying to Meishu-sama, asking for guidance regarding multiple situations that were troublesome, asking him to help her find a way to surpass these obstacles. During the first week of following this protocol, she prayed for her immigration documents to be approved. 2 weeks later, after opening the Johrei Center door, she checked her email and received a great blessing. The immigration department advised that her permanent resident visa was now approved. Livia had no words to express her gratitude to Meishu-sama, but all her tears showed how happy she was. During the following week, she prayed to Meishu-sama, asking for guidance and blessings in relation to her financial duress. At that point, she was working part-time, after months of having been laid off from her job. Livia had been forced to access food at a food bank because her funds were just enough to pay rent, utilities, and phone expenses. During the following week, again, when she was at the Johrei Center, her phone rang. It was the manager of her place of employment, informing her that not only could she start work full-time again, but also she would now receive an hourly pay increase. She was thrilled with this magnificent blessing. Because of these two blessings, Livia was finally able to move to a new apartment, one that enabled her daughter to go to a better school, was closer to the newly relocated Johrei Center, where she could help substantially with the renovations and offered service as much as she could. Her major learning through these experiences has been that regardless of how severe a purification may be, a person by giving sincere service, in addition to praying before the altar to God and Meishu-sama, and waiting patiently for the right time, will find that their prayers will be answered. Thank you very much for listening to this wonderful faith experience from our Toronto Center in Canada, from Livia Sanchez. Wish you a very blessed evening.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed evening.